Hey, what's everyone? So right now it's Tuesday, and as you can tell, my voice is way better. I feel so much better. I don't have a headache, and my ears are probably still popped. That's the thing I hate so much. Sometimes your ears will be popped for 2 weeks without you realizing it, or you realize it, but not how badly it is, and then 2 weeks later, your ears just pop, and it's like, oh wow, I can hear 200 times better now all of a sudden. But anyways, I just got done and let my dog back in, and I thought I was hallucinating, but in the way it happened, I don't know what's going on. Essentially, when I let my dog in, I looked outside and I noticed a weird, just spark, like a flicker or something. But it was a very big spark, as if somebody was doing some sort of experiment or something, or as if there was some lightning. But this spark or flash that I saw was behind a very particular area. It wasn't just like my eyes just tricking me, because everything would have probably flashed at the same time, but it was like right behind this tree. And it was very strange. And, when I tried to look at it, I think I saw a little bitty flash, and then afterwards, nothing. As if someone was watching me. Or just maybe the timing. I don't know. I don't even know why it was flashing. Also, one of the things I was wanting to talk about is that I think with some of the changes that's probably going to be going on around here when it comes to my mom's boyfriend and his son moving in for at least a couple of months, I think, and possibly just 1 month, it's one of those complicated situations. On one side it says this, but on the other side it says that. But I think this actually might end up being kind of a good thing, and I say that because for a while, I've been thinking about possibly trying to make a schedule for myself and trying to do things in a very set schedule because, when it comes to making videos, it's very easy to get distracted by other things or, end up focusing too much on one particular project or anything like that. But I think that since most of the videos that I do make are things that I could do ahead of time and do any time that I want, because most of it's things that are kind of up to me, because it's not like I'm fully relying on gaming news and tech news and those things to just happen. It's more things I just come up with ideas for, especially when I make new videos and people are more interested in it. And maybe a couple gives me a couple more ideas, or possibly some of the feedback people give, and so on and so forth. So I think with the way some of the series and videos that I've actually started, I think the good thing about them and that the way they work is, and what type of videos they are, is that I could easily schedule these things ahead of time. So if I just set a simple schedule for most of my videos, it'll be very good overall. The only thing is that there are certain things I like to do weekly or once every few days, and these are the types of things I just like to do, stay in touch with my friends, chat and TeamSpeak, and just, various other things. And these are things that I'm probably not going to be able to do on as much of a set schedule, or if I do, they're going to be throughout various different times of the day. Like, it might end up being 2 in the morning when I could talk with this person or do that and get that taken care of, and just, various different parts of the day. So I feel like even though I could do most of my videos at a very specific part of the day, early in the morning, essentially when everybody's at work and when he's going to be at school, my mom's cousin, or my mom's boyfriend's son, then that will be a very good time for me to record my videos when the house is mostly quiet. So it's going to be very good when it comes to that stuff. But certain things, I'm just going to have to try to get a good idea of when those things happen, and try to keep most of the rest of my schedule clean. And, occasionally I'm going to, have to tell him to get out of or that he can't come in my room because I might end up in the middle of a live stream or podcast or anything else like that. And, it's one of those things that happens, but if I can schedule most of it, I think that'll be a very, very good thing. And other than that, I need to, seriously pick up the pace, because there's a lot of videos I really want to do. And with the video tomorrow that is going to be on Chris's channel, oh my gosh, I do not want people to, if they end up coming to the vlogging channel, I don't want them to see just a bunch of weekend vlogs, and that kind of stuff. And the past couple of weekend vlogs are honestly not really that interesting. So because of that, I want to at least have a couple of decent videos, uploaded on that channel, and the weekend vlog number 10, I think, was actually pretty good, especially since I hung out with my friends. I was laid back, I was having fun, and talked about various different things. It was fun, for the most part. So it was definitely more interesting overall. And the other good thing is that there's a couple of things I've been wanting to do to kind of take, the area that I usually record, which is in my room, and try to start recording in other areas, like when I'm going on a walk and that type of stuff, exercising or anything along those lines. The good thing is that, with him being here, my mom's boyfriend's son, he there's going to be probably certain things that we'll want to do. Occasionally, you know, we might just want to go outside, go for a walk in the park or something like that, or might have to walk him to school. Various different things. Maybe those things will give me a reason to really record myself, you know, in places out of my room. Or maybe just when, you know, downstairs, you know, doing something interesting or anything along those lines. You know, I think this could actually be a very good thing. And plus, it'll help me prepare and give me a reason, again, to do my videos at a certain time of the day and make a better sleeping schedule and plan things ahead of time, you know, when it comes to videos and that type of stuff. You know, definitely interested to see how everything turns out. And sorry for rambling. God, it's only the first segment of the video and it's already me just rambling quite a bit, you know. It's getting like 5 minutes long video right there. And, you know, hoping things actually do turn out very well. The only thing I'm nervous about is the internet bill, but as long as things go well, then everything will be taken care of in time, you know. Won't have to worry about it getting shut off or anything like that. And yeah, so other than that, I will try to talk to you guys later today. Hello everyone. So right now it's Wednesday. It's technically Thursday. It's like 2 in the morning, and let's just say I'm finishing up a video or two on the vlogging channel, and hopefully it turns out actually well. The main thing I'm struggling with is that there's a video I recorded with my webcam, and the big problem that the webcam I have, even though it has awesome quality, especially for webcam, is that the audio is never in sync. It really isn't. And what I mean by that is that even when you record with a separate microphone and a separate program, it actually still is out of sync. And even if you line that audio up with the audio that's recorded with the main microphone, it's still out of sync. It's strange. It's like the timing on the actual audio recording is out of sync from what you see from your actual lips and everything. So the lip sync is just out of whack, and I'm gonna have to figure out exactly. I'm gonna try to like mess around with the settings, because there's also this some settings that you could change to make it to where it stretches the audio, and that could also be good for in case the timing for the audio, you know, over time changes, and that way you could actually change it to get it just right. So what I'm going to focus on is getting that correct, and also figuring out exactly where I need to slide and move the audio to get it perfectly in sync. And once I get everything right where I need to get it, I'm going to figure out exactly how much I had to move it, how I needed to change the timing, and just take a couple of notes for it. So in that way, when I record my webcam from now on, I just need to change it, you know, the exact same way I did last time, and it should work. And if not, then I just need to change it a slight bit, and I will be done. You know, just to get that over with and have the timing and everything working perfectly for videos and that type of stuff. So hopefully it turns out fine. And right now my dog is by my feet, and she might start getting a little bit shaky here in a bit, because right now it's pretty crazy outside. There's a storm outside, and the weather is really loud. And yeah, there's a really bad storm out there, and she gets very scared when there's storms and that kind of stuff, and the weather's just not that good and that kind of stuff. So yeah, just mostly that going on, and just going to try to get back to making videos very regularly. And I think the good thing is that since he's going to be going to school, I'll be able to do videos while he's at school, and that'll be good. And the big problem for me is that I'm going to have to like really make sure to go to bed in time. And right now is not exactly a good example, because it's like 2:30 in the morning and I'm still awake. So I'm going to have to be very, very careful about that. And it sucks that some people and certain things happen only like when it's really, really late. And I'm going to have to like have a certain time where I just cut it off, and I might even have to, I don't know, figure out exactly how long it takes to do videos, generally speaking, and see if I'll be able to get up maybe possibly at a slightly later time, and if I could sleep long enough, essentially. And if I have to sleep for 7 hours every day, then I think that'll be fine for the most part. So I just need to try to figure that out so I can get everything done correctly and get a schedule essentially worked out. So other than that, yeah, just got some videos to work on, and yeah, so other than that, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow will be more interesting, and still got a couple of videos to do, and let's just see how it turns out. Hey, what's up, everyone? So right now I'm in the corner, and yeah, there's some toilet paper there. I need to clean some cups. I actually forgot to put those in the dishwasher. Dang it, I should have actually put that in there earlier. But sorry I haven't been recording very much, and this is probably going to be one of the shortest weekend vlogs I've done for quite some time. And I've been really, really busy with, you know, him moving in, and I'm probably just going to refer to him as my stepbrother or little brother, as long as I get permission from him and stuff like that, because, you know, I'm not just going to call anyone my little brother. You know, as long as he feels comfortable with it, then, you know, I'm perfectly fine calling him that, because it still feels weird just saying my mom's boyfriend's son. which is actually not as long as I thought it was going to be. I don't know why I thought it was so long and drastic and just weird to say. Anyways, so, mostly just spending a lot of time with him, and, this is one of those things I already knew, but this, in a way, kind of confirms that. Even though times have changed when it comes to the standards and expectations and the things that a lot of younger kids and generations are being raised around as far as, like, television and, shows and things that they actually do, and I'm surprised by how dumb a lot of the TV shows are on nowadays and how negative an influence they are, because some of them may not go in deep on certain topics, but they refer to those things that kids shouldn't even be thinking about at a certain age or shouldn't even know about. Or maybe just the type of logic that exists within the show can actually be a bad influence on how they look on life, and just so many bad things. And most of it's just stupid. I mean, seriously, when it comes to Nickelodeon and Disney, most of the TV shows are about teenagers and little kids and how weird them and their friends are. Like, they have superpowers, or they do this. Oh, they have a live stream show that they do or something. Just really just very dull, boring, and very stupid things. Overly predictive. The type of humor they usually have is very the stupid type of humor. And, just a lot of TV shows are really dumb. But anyways, as to what I was saying, I've seen this on the Jetix channel. There's actually, I'm still surprised one of the videos still has 0% dislikes. It's really, really great. Just shows you how awesome people are. And even from some of the comments that I've seen on there, I've seen that even some of the newer generations don't like Disney XD and some of the other, things they see on TV as much. And, they've actually found out about Jetix and they started looking into it. And, they actually wish it would come back, even though they didn't grow up around it. And even though they didn't get to actually see it in its glory when it was on television, they actually want to see it come back. And they're actually much more interested in that. And they would much rather watch the TV shows that were on Jetix than what's on TV right now. So that's kind of a sign as to really how bad a lot of the TV shows are nowadays. And it's not just a matter of like, oh, you're just saying that because you're old, or oh, you're just saying that because you weren't raised about this stuff, or just something like that, And let's just say my mom's boyfriend's son or stepbrother, he's been watching a lot of stuff, a lot of Disney TV shows and movies and things, Mickey Mouse, Goofy, and all that kind of stuff. And, even he loves all those shows. And I've showed him a couple of other shows, and he really liked them as well. And, it's surprising just how much he enjoys all this stuff. And suddenly, even though he's probably watched a lot of movies and TV shows, suddenly these things are his favorites just because he loves it that much. It isn't just like, oh, just some show that someone showed him or some movie someone made him watch or anything like that. And they liked it or thought it was okay. It's more like, he absolutely enjoyed it enough to make it his new favorite movie or new favorite TV show and just all these things. And it's really interesting, because in a way kind of confirms what I, saw a lot and was a pretty common thing on the Jetix channel, which was a lot of the newer generations, a lot of the, younger kids are actually starting to discover it, and they actually wish to see it come back as well because they are much more interested in it. They like a lot of the TV shows, at least from what they've seen on YouTube and other places that were on Jetix and some of the older TV channels in general, than the stuff that are on today, and they'd much rather see that stuff get shut down and the old stuff brought back. At least most of it. There's a couple of good TV shows, but barely, just barely. Anyways, other than that, I've been just really thinking a lot about when it comes to creating content and various other things, because when it comes to creating content, it can really dry up on you. I know a lot of people that have taken breaks for various different reasons. Some people that are changing their channels and the type of content that they create. And there's just so many things. I mean, oh my gosh. Like, the more I get into this, the more it overwhelms me sometimes. And just the more things I learn and just the more that just gets unraveled. And, it turns out there's a lot more things hidden underneath that carpet than you would have ever imagined, essentially. And it's really just crazy how often things change, and sometimes things go in a completely different direction or change in a lot of different areas that, had to do with certain things that you never expected to really change, because you saw other things changing and you had a good idea as to what direction things are going to go in, but then sometimes other things start changing, or maybe a new window opens, and it's really crazy. There's just a lot of things to take in, and what I've been mostly focusing on is keeping a balance of certain things when it comes to content, because even though some of the videos that I'm wanting to do are going to have some sort of level of professionalism to them, I still want things to be fun. I seriously want them to be fun. Like, I know I say this time and time again, but the videos on the Jetix channel have so much more fun making videos for that channel. Yes, they are the most time consuming because green screen effects and the timing and everything else, but it's something that I just purely enjoy. And a lot of things just go into it, but it's just something I do enjoy. And, I'm trying to keep a certain level of fun and professionalism and also not focusing too much on gaming and tech news. Because the funny thing is, when it comes to gaming news and tech news, some of my biggest videos are usually either tutorials or product reviews, but a lot of my second highest viewed videos, a lot of them are gaming news. And those videos tend to get a lot of views sometimes, but I don't want to focus on it too much because gaming news oftenly does dry up, especially when there's no new games coming out, everything's already been announced, and there's just not that much stuff going on. So I'm really focusing on what I really need to do to be able to keep a variety of content, be able to do it as regularly and be able to make as videos as I truly want, without overwhelming myself too much. Because there's a couple of interesting videos I think are going to be really good that are, a little bit, fun and creative and just laid back, just general things that wouldn't matter to too many, or I wouldn't think matter to too many people, but from what I've seen are things that I think a lot of people, especially on the gaming tech channel, will find very interesting and actually worth watching, and things that actually might help them, just, something I had an idea about, and I was like, what, I'll make a video about that, and some are just going to be a little bit fun, and there's just, trying to focus on trying to have as much variety as content as possible, because some of my content, honestly, at least I think so, have a certain level of originality to them, and I want to keep at least a certain level of originality, but also focus on just making the content in the best way possible. Keeping track of all of them is going to be such a pain, but the good thing is that it'll be much harder to run out of ideas, because some of these weekly series and so on and so forth, they eventually will probably run dry, or at least they'll slow down on ideas. But if I spread them out enough, it'll make those series last as long as possible. And also, there are going to be certain videos that come up occasionally. Occasionally, I'm going to be doing a product review. I don't do it as regular as, a lot of tech reviewers out there. But then again, I don't have thousands of dollars of income or any sort of affiliation with large, companies that make graphics cards and various other types of products, I can't really do that. But I will occasionally do one. I will occasionally do a tutorial, just like I did one on how to use OBS in the best way possible and get the best quality as you can, and just essentially how to use it. I mean, those are the kind of videos that will come up occasionally, but I'm still going to have my weekly stuff, But if something comes up, gets in the way, or I start running dry out of ideas, I won't have to worry about it too much. But anyways, God, this video actually turned out much longer than expected. I don't expect any of you guys are going to be at the end of this video, but if you did, thank you. Thank you for putting up with my blabbering mouth, because I do talk a lot. And, I'm also just, hoping a lot of these things will fit nicely with my life to a certain level, because, I don't want to overwhelm myself too much, and if a certain series of videos ends up getting dry or just ends up overwhelming me, then I'll just focus on some other things for all, Occasionally you'll have to take a break, but at least it won't mean that I'm going to be stop making videos or going to be slowing down too much, And certain videos I can't schedule ahead of time when things get a little bit bumpy, and that's always really, really great when I have videos scheduled ahead of time like that, Just might have to reschedule it, and then boom, got that part of the week actually taken care of, so that's always great. So, other than that, I appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully the next week will be much more interesting. Probably going to try to record outdoors a little bit, and oh man, I forgot to include that little bitty clip. Well, if I remember to, I'll try to put the very beginning or somewhere in this video a little bitty clip of a squirrel picture or clip that I took of. It was completely random, but I'm going to try to record more outdoors and other things. So, other than that, thank you all again, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.